Hello and welcome. So now in this video, as I previously said, we'll be designing our this input button, the edit text. So in order to design any button or any edit text or any component, any what do you call it, any widget or anything like that, we will need to go to the project. Over here, let me open to res, and inside our drawable folder, press right click and press new and press this new drawable resource file. And after that, you will have this file name. You'll be asked to put a file name over here. So I'm just gonna put text box over here. And after that, you should not put any capital characters or any sorts of letters or numbers. Otherwise, it will not accept. And this will be the type of shape. Yeah, shape. And after that, you just need to press OK. This will basically create this thing over here. Press this button, and now inside this thing, press the split button so that you can see the design and the code as well. Over here, let me do this thing. And over here, we will be needing a border. So over here, I will be putting a stroke, and it will be of the color or something like 000. We will just change that to something like this color, or perhaps, okay, I know a color which will look very much nice. It's a 3A 3A 3. Yeah, this is the color that I know. And after that, we'll put a width, and the width of the stroke should be just 1 dp, not a big one. So as you all can see, we are having this stroke of 1 dp over here. And after that, we will just put a corners as well. Corner radius would be 5 dp, so that it will have a nice, I don't know if we can see the radius, corner radius over here. So that is the corner radius. Reset. Yeah. It's not like a square, it's kind of round at the edges. So that is what we will be doing. And after doing that, and now after completing this, we will go back to the login screen, and we will select both of them, and we will search for something like background. Let me just search that background, and over here we will change the background as a drawable text box. You all remember we created that, right? And now we will put some padding to it. We will go and put some padding. We'll like open the padding, and we'll just put something like 10 dp. Okay, 10 dp looks fine to me. And now we will choose this password box, and I'll put a margin on it just to make some. I'll just put something like 10 dp, 2 dp. Okay, 5 dp. Okay, I'll just put it on the top. Where is the top? Top would be 6 dp. Yup. And the login for the below one, I'll just put one more thing. Bottom as 6 dp. So that the user would get some space. And we'll do the same thing for this one as well. The designing is just up to you. You can just design it anyway or anyhow you want. So it looks nice, at least to me. And after that, and now what we will do over here is that we will take this thing, and we will put some hints to it. Hint, and the hint would be email address. Yeah. And over here, the hint for this one would be password. Yes, looks nice. Yes. And now we will just design the button as well. So for that, of course, you all know what to do. We should go to app and we should go to drawable. We should press right click, and then after pressing right click, we'll go ahead and create a new drawable resource. And now we'll put a name to it, button underscore style, and press the split button over here, the second button, and over there, I do not want to be I do not want this thing to be a selector. I just want this thing to be a shape. And over here, I will put a solid, and I'll put a color. I'll put a nice blue color to it. I'll just take it from here. Yep, blue in this way. I can make it even more light, but I'm just gonna leave it in this way, and we'll put a corner radius of 30 dB. Yes. And now what we will do after doing this thing, you all know what to do. And now what we will do, we will go to the login screen. We will choose this login button. We will go to background. And we will go to drawable button style. As soon as I do that, as you all can see, I am having this thing. And now for the create account, I'll do the same thing as well. I'll create a new drawable resource, and this will be of the shape, not a selector. Shape, and the file name would be, let us name this file as something like, okay, button underscore style underscore 2. Okay, and now press this one, and over here, do the same thing. Let's choose solid, and color as, first let me choose white, and we'll make this something like red. Okay, that red looks fine. And after that, I'll just copy it. Yep, corner should be fine. And after that, let me go to create button, and let me go to add drawable button style 2. Yeah, and now we'll do a few things like put some margins, but before that, I want to change the text color for it. As you all can see, I will change the color as white, and I will leave this as black. And now we'll put some margins to it. We'll put some margin of top as margin of 10 dp, and 10 dp on the bottom as well. Yeah, looks fine, at least to me. And now after doing that, we will add a color to it. Let's go and search for background, and color primary. How does color primary sound? Color primary dark, nothing. Okay, this doesn't sound good. Color background dark. Okay, black doesn't look nice. Primary dark is better in my opinion. And now we'll just fix the whole. Yep, and I guess this is fine, and it looks really good. We can also put an image over here, but for this tutorial I'll just leave it. But you can add an image over just below, just above this email box. You can just drag and drop an image over here, like your company symbol or the symbol of the application or something like that. You can do that, but I'm just gonna leave that to you. And now after doing all of these things, Now we will move on to the sign up activity. This was the login activity, right? So let me create a new sign up new. Okay, not over there. Oops, not over there. Uh, right over here. Right click. Okay, right click, new, uh, activity, empty activity. Yep. And I'll just name this thing as sign up activity. As soon as I do that, we will have two files. One is the Java file and other one is the XML file. And now what we have to do, we don't have to design everything. We just have to press right click over here, press copy and paste it over here. Now you'll be having all of the design, and we'll choose the constraint layout over here, and we'll take the background, and I'll just make this thing as primary dark. Yep. And of course we have to change this thing. And for this login button, we will make this thing as I will basically make this thing as, let me go to text, already have an account. Yep. And I'll just put this thing over here and create an account. I'll leave it in that way. Yep. We can change the text color as well for this one. I don't know why black doesn't look good. Yeah. And we'll add one more text view to it. Not text view. We'll add an edit text over here. And I'll put this thing as name. So we have to go to background and we have to go to drawable text box and we have to change the padding for it as NDP. And yeah, I'll have to remove the name from here and I have to add a hint, enter your name. In this tutorial I won't be showing you, I won't be taking care of the name, email address and authentication and all of that stuff because that's just basic stuff. We'll be basically working with the whole. Okay, I do not want to put the margin for all on all of the sides. Just want it to be on the top and bottom. 10 dp looks fine. Okay, for some reason, what is this? Okay, I guess that is the reason. I'll just remove the top margin from here and I'll make this thing 0. Looks fine to me. Yes. And now after doing this thing, and now after creating the sign up activity, we will move on to the splash activity, which is the main activity over here. So there we go. We have this text view. We'll remove that one and I'll just make it quick. I'll add an image. I already have an image. This image, I'll provide this thing in the resources, or else you can just download it from the Google. I like this image, so I've did this thing. And coming to the layout height, I'll just make this thing as 120 dp. And okay, that sounds about right. And what we will do is just, oops, yeah, I'll just put it over here and put this thing in the middle. and perhaps I can also decrease the width as well as 120 dp, as 120 dp. Yep. And I'll just put this thing over here and over here as well. Yep. So that this will be in the middle. And now what we'll do, I'll just add a progress bar. And all I have to do is to just put this over here. Oops, what's wrong? So let me just zoom in. I have to put this thing to this guy. Yeah. And oops, what's wrong? Okay, let me just put this thing over here and yeah, so that this will be in the middle. And this sounds about right. And I'll just decrease the size of it perhaps, or we'll just increase the size of it. Let's make this thing as 150 and height as 150 as well. I will put a little bit of margin on the top. Just plain designing over here, like 5 dp. Yep, looks nice. And coming to the background, we'll just make this thing as the standard primary dark. Yeah, looks very good and nice. So this will be the splash screen over here. And now we must also remove the action bar over there. There will be an action bar if I play this application. So let me go to values, let me go to styles and over here, and I will just copy this whole thing, this thing over here, and let me paste it, and I will call this thing as that dot no action bar, and I will call this thing as no action bar, and everything should be the same. And after doing that, now let's move to the manifest, and over here inside this one we have to add a theme, no action bar. Yeah, so now if I run this thing, our application will have a nice action. No, it won't have an action bar, plus it will show us a nice splash screen. As you can see over here, we are having this progress bar, and now we'll write a code that will basically move this will be moving from main activity to the other activity, to the login activity. So let me just go ahead and write the code for that. Now we just have to go to the main activity and we have to write few lines of code over here, and I'll have to write new handler and dot post delayed, alt enter. Yeah, I don't know, dot post delayed, yeah, post delayed, and there will be a new runnable, yeah, over here, and let me write a semicolon over here, and we have to write a comma, and we will wait for 2000 milliseconds, that is 2 seconds, and we'll start the activity. Start activity, and we'll create a new intent, and intent, inside our intent I'll write main activity dot this, and I'll be writing login activity dot class. Yep, this should work fine. Let me press play, and let us see how it looks. You might have a different emulator over here. It might take some time to install. As you can see, the progress bar is just working over here, installed successfully. So as you all can see, after a few seconds, this thing was moved to the other thing, to the login activity. This is what the Splash activity is used for. So that's it for this video, guys. And now in the next video, we'll just create accounts using Firebase authentication. And after that, we will store users data using Firebase Store. And then we will put the, video call SDK. So see you all there.